Welcome back to the Mod Addict. So today we're going to try to get the suspension done on the front end. So if you've been keeping up with the project, this is my 90LX Horseplay. I did the rear, UPR Coilovers, Viking Springs. The front already has a UPR Coilover kit on it, but it has QA1 springs, which UPR stopped using. They use Viking Springs now, which has a smaller coil diameter, so there's less interference. I also went with a shorter spring that has less coil, so I don't get a chance of coil bind. So I also got new bearings and everything, so that's what we're going to put in. So can you see that right there? That's a 12-175. So this is a 12-inch spring. 175, I believe, 165 or something like that, but it's a 14-inch spring that's on there now. And like I said, the coil windings are larger. So I'm hoping this is going to be a pretty big improvement, because I've had a noise when I back up. I get a clunk when I come off the edge of the carport here, and any bumps, there's just a very audible clunk. And it's either the springs bottoming out or the spring I've seen where it's come in contact with a housing. So I'm hoping this is going to help take care of that. So I'm not going to film a lot of this process of doing it, but I'm just going to keep you all updated. As mentioned, it has all the bushings. This is for the top hat here. These are what they call thrust bearings. So it's washer bearing washer, and it just allows this to move around. And these are for the bottom, so if you're making adjustments or whatever, the spring sits on it and it allows the spring to turn without binding up. So pretty much all there is to it. So let's go ahead and get this up, get the tire off, and like I said, not going to film a lot of the process. I'm just going to get to work and get this done. Alright, here is a comparison. Don't mind the mess here. But this is a 14-165 QA1. This is a 12-175, so 10 pounds more. These coils are smaller in diameter, and they are, since there's not so many coils packed into it, they are further apart, so you're less chance of the two coils coming in contact with each other, because there's a lot more space. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with here. Alright, let's get this light on. Here we go. They're in, and I don't know how well y'all can tell because of the angle, but between the housing and the spring, there is a lot more room than there was previously. I did the best I could, but I'm not so sure, because I thought the bearings went in the bottom down here, but they wouldn't fit over the sleeve down there, but they fit in that top pocket perfect. So that's where they went. I figure anything helps wherever, so we'll see. I'm hoping that's not going to be an issue, but regardless, they're in there, and I'll show you on the other side what I mean about they won't fit over the sleeve, but they will fit in the top hat. Before I do this side, note the ride height. That's a good 2 fingers. Now let's come over to the new side. Yeah, that's a good, well, 1 if I put it in that angle, you know, no diddy. Alright, now this is a first gen kit, so this is a little old and beat up, but this is the sleeve. My assumption was that this went over and seated at the bottom, and the spring set on that, but it will not fit over that adjustment. But if you look at the top hat, and we'll put it on upside down just to demonstrate, the bearing goes over the top hat. So I guess these go in the top and not where I thought. Alright, both sides are done. Hopefully y'all can see that, but they're in there. Viking Springs, new bearings. I'm going to back it up and see if I hear the noise. If I do hear the noise, then it's obviously not in this front suspension anymore. Well, not in this section. It could be still, the caster camber plates, but the bushings seem really good. Everything's tight how it should be. Everything is good on this. Don't have a sway bar. All this control arms and all that's new, so I wouldn't know what it would be beyond that. So, like I said, I'm going to back it up and see if it makes the noise still. I do want to take a second and say, man, I love that new stance. Wow. I did bring the front down, rear's down. I love the way it sits right now. I'm absolutely in love. And there's still room. It looks like it's really tucked up there, but there's room. So I'll be honest, I did the backup off camera because I had a feeling I was still going to hear it. Backed up and still makes the noise for some reason. I don't know what it could be now. It's definitely nothing in the suspension. Now when I first backed up, I didn't hear it. Hear it that time? So I'm really confused what the heck this could be. When it puts pressure on it and it's like, I just... I'm just backing up, hitting the brakes, going forward, hitting the brakes, and if it's... It kind of feels like when it rolls up on the brakes, that's what's it's making that noise. Wondering maybe if it's because it hadn't been driven so long, maybe it's just something rust where it shouldn't be. See, it didn't do it that time. I'm all the way back under, it didn't make that noise. Put it in reverse. It made it when I dropped off, and that's it. When I put it in forward and my foot's on the brake, the car inches forward and I can hear it, and I'm almost thinking it's just brakes. Wonder if my brakes are moving around or something. Because right now I'm on the edge and I came up over it, nothing, no noise. Put it in reverse. That did it when the back came off, so didn't do it. See, when I'm sitting here, I'm not going anywhere. When I put it in drive or I feel like it's something where it just creaks, like the brakes are not quite holding it, and it just kind of, I don't know. I really wish I had something more to say, but I am lost. I really am. It's not going to stop me from driving the car. There is a bump stop on the ground. I forgot I took that off. See, it didn't do it. Maybe it's something that has to just be wore in, like it just, because it's not getting drove enough. See something real quick. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. One thing that does bug me about this car, that is full tilt to the left. Full tilt to the right is just as bad. Like, it has no turning radius. Everything was centered. Like I said, it's the same one the other way. So it's not like it's any better one way versus the other. It's just one of them things. But this back here now, I like when it starts getting in that trot. It's not warmed up yet. When it gets really warmed up and them RPMs drop down, and it starts that it tugs on the heartstrings. Well, there you have it. Still got the noise. It's not near as bad. The more I did that back and forth, the less the noise got, which, I don't know, like I said, it kind of sounded like because even when I was holding the brakes and I put it in drive and the car, you know, did the initial kind of jump, it did the pop. When I put it in reverse, it did it. It sounded like the brake was just doing that little bit, and that's what did it. I don't know. I'm going to re-grease all the suspension stuff, the ball joints and all that stuff, but the big thing is, I know now it's not the coilovers, and I also have the setup that I need for the front end of this car, which is going to be big down the road. That was weird. I got like a weird reflection on the... I don't know if it was on the screen or on the actual video or not, but yeah. So that's not a fun job for me. It needs a front end alignment, and like I said, that being full tilt, both sides full tilt, it's only, you know, 20 degrees, if that. It's a pain in the butt turn around in the yard and things, but you know, it is what it is. I'm super happy with it. I'm happy the way this came out as far as the suspension. Everything was pretty simple. UPR has some really good products. I love the Viking Springs. It has a lot more room, and I can tell it's not contacting the housing, so that's also a big relief there, because it was clearly interfering with the housing, because you could tell where it was rubbed off in certain spots and the springs was touching. And like I said, these are 14s, so the coil springs are a lot closer together. These are the QA1. These are 14 165s. Let's see if you can see that. And the coil windings themselves are thicker than the Vikings. Viking has a reputation for a reason. They are phenomenal. I love their stuff. Some of the fastest cars I know of around here, like Brandon Watson does no prep and stuff in his new Edge, Viking stuff. So super happy with this. I can't say it enough. I feel like I'm rambling at this point, but I also feel like I'm forgetting something. Guys, link in the description for my Amazon affiliates. I've been trying to put this out there because I've had people ask me, you know, if I'd be putting out merch that they would buy it to support the channel. You can already support the channel and buy stuff that you're already buying. Like if you order off of Amazon, hit that link in the description, and it'll take you to automotive or something like that. But it don't matter where you go from there on Amazon. You can buy stuff, and it helps me. Also, Pipes is a big supporter of the channel. I also have a Pipes video coming up. If you go to pipesexhaust.com, see something you see, I don't care if it's clamps or tailpipes, or it don't matter. Use Horseplay, which is the name of my car. Use the code Horseplay, and you get free shipping on anything you order, and then I get incentive off of that. It's another way to help. I had a friend who almost a year ago, probably a year ago now, ordered an exhaust for his Jeep that I still have in the shed out back because he just hadn't had time to put it on, but he wanted to help out the channel. He ordered an exhaust for his Jeep, and that video should be coming up one day. It's just, if he, you know, he works crazy hours, so it's just one of them things, getting everything lined up. I do want to move forward with putting Nitrous Express on this. I got the bottle and everything. I have a full kit that Nitrous Express sent me. Tuner also talked to me about doing a meth injection kit, which I thought about selling the nitrous kit and going with a meth injection kit and just doing away with the nitrous, but because it's still Nitrous Express, Snow Performance and Nitrous Express, they're one company, like Walmart and Sam's Club. So yeah, just kind of been tossing around things, but I think meth injection with nitrous and a supercharger, whoo, I'm going to be shooting for that that power on them stock E7 heads. I do have a set of E7 heads that I've thought about porting. I've got all the stuff to port, And if you look at the flow numbers, ported E7s outflow stock GT40 heads. So I could go ported E7s, outflow 3-bar heads, and, you know, have a good setup that's, you know, it's not breaking the bank. I already have the heads. I already have the stuff to port it. It's just going to take gaskets and time. But I'm also hoping that maybe somebody will step forward with some aluminum heads. When I had the money for aluminum heads, and I was waiting around, and it just, everybody knew what time it was, you know, income tax. So these heads that last month they was asking $700 for, now all of a sudden they want $1,200 or $1,300 for it. And it just, it wasn't feasible to me at the time when it wasn't a necessity. I can make the power I want to make on the E7 heads. I am not looking for a drag car, even though if you look at this with the tube frame front end, the tubular K member, tubular A arms, all tubular suspension pretty much, you would think that I was building a race car, but it's obviously been in a collision up front. It's got a 91 front end on a 90, and they took that and put it on there, even though the record don't show that it's ever been in a wreck. That don't mean they had to claim it. Could have happened at the drag strip, and they said, we're not claiming this. Regardless, I got a clean title on this car, and it's running, driving, and I'm going to enjoy it. And like I said, I'm rambling at this point because I feel like I'm forgetting something. But guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you stay with me on this journey and we get this figured out. I'm loving the setup, loving the new stance. This is the Mod Addict, and I'm finally out of here.
I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I won't.